It's being recorded.
Yep, we're good.
Okay, great. So, how everyone? Thank you for being with us today. This is the Tableau Florida user group. We used to be the Orlando Tableau user group. Thank you again for being here. One more month. We have a couple of months to finish the year. Again, thank you for being here again. This is being, every single month of the year we have been doing this, and we hope to do the same next year. Thank you for being here again. So if you want need to connect with us, we meet every month during lunchtime, and lunch and learn. That's our job here for the Florida user group, just to learn something about Tableau. We have got great speakers like the one today. So anything here you see, our email. If you need to, if you have any jobs out there in Orlando that you like us for us to actually post here in the chat, or post here in the our community pages or anything like that, let us know. You're looking for talent. We know a lot of people here in the Orlando, Florida community that work with Tableau, BI. So you let us know. Twitter, I know that that changed. We will change that. Slack, LinkedIn, anywhere that you can contact us, that will be great. Just let us know anything that you need. We're here to help you. Anything related to Tableau, let us know. um, so what do we have today? Wonderful. I mean, we have Kevin. We good friends of our user group, super friend of us. I mean, he have wonderful content. I mean, if you want to see something different out of like any other user group, something that will make your dashboards going to the next level, you want to follow Kevin. I mean, I've been in his presentations there in the Tableau conference. Always great. He's with us again. He was with us last year, and I can't wait. I mean, this is one of the those ones that I really want to see and learn from Kevin. There's always great to learn from him. So super excited. And here, your user group's leader, Aaron Simmons, done a wonderful job all this year. Last year, he works for Ariat. This is his Twitter account, LinkedIn. My name is Jamil. We worked for Sick Data, and I'm also Tableau ambassador. And if you wanted to connect with me and or Aaron, we're gonna put our LinkedIn in information on the chat soon. Please connect with us. Connect with our Tableau user group, and please do that. If you want to network, like I said, or become a speaker, or promoting jobs, like I said, contact us. We're doing this every month. And at the end, we're gonna have some great swag for you. So stay tuned. If you want to be eligible for the swag, you need to be here with us all the way to the end. And next month, November, we have Lee from Decision Biz. And just to close the year with a bomb, with a big bomb, we have Andy Kriebel, the king, the Michael Jordan of data visualization, will be with us at the end of the year, the best of the best. So if you want to be here, December 6th, Andy will close the year with us, and this wonderful. If you don't know Andy, then you probably don't know much about Tableau. And this all over the place, everywhere. Andy's the king. So you want to be with Andy on December 6th? Come see us on December 6th. So Andy will be with us. And again, Kevin Wick. So Kevin is a senior business intelligence analyst at Discovery Financial. He was a Tableau feature author, Biz of the Day. I mean, he's amazing on the Biz conference, Biz Gallery. He was there with some of his business. He's the king of Figma series. He knows everything about Figma and Tableau. And he also won. I was there when he won the biggest Grow Biz Award 2023. This was this year. That was super awesome. And he has a PhD in scientific visualization evaluation. So, I mean, super excited to be here with Kevin again, and his content is amazing, and we can wait to see this presentation. Thank you, Kevin, and take it. This is your time. Thank you for being here with us again.
Well, thank you, Yamil. That's an excellent introduction. I think my share screen function's been deactivated, so maybe you need to
Okay.
stop sharing first.
Okay. Let me do that. Where's stop sharing? Okay. Oh, hold on. Okay,
Okay,
stop sharing. All right there.
cool. Cool. Now let me move my screens around, and then I will start sharing. Cool. I need to make sure that I put everything in place. There are 3 monitors in front of me. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. So, good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all of you, depending on where you're from. My name is Kevin, and today I will be talking about custom shaped buttons and specifically how we use them in Tableau dashboard development. And I'll be talking about their design, like how they look, their functions, what they can do, and I'll be showing you some more use cases at the end of the presentation. So let's start. Yamil has done an excellent job in telling what I am, who I am. So I'm not going to spend more time in this, but just FYI, if you go to Google and Google Kevin and then Tableau cross Figma, you will find a series of my YouTube videos explaining how to use both tools together to create excellent dashboard that are also functional. So go check it out later when you have the time. Um, by the end of this presentation, you should be able to accomplish certain goals. Number one, you should be able to obtain appropriate open source icons that you may use to build a library for custom shape icons. You should be able to create hoverable, and clickable icons on Tableau as a button. And these buttons are not just functional, they also should be looking good in terms of user interface. And you should be able to describe at least up to at least 3 applications for these buttons on Tableau dashboard. So these are the goals that I'd like you to keep in mind when we go through the content. And just to note that later, Yamil or Aaron, could you provide the link of my presentation to in the chat? We have provided you the slide deck, the example workbook, and more learning resources. It would go into the chat. So don't feel like you have to screenshot or record anything. All these will be provided. Aaron or Yamil, can you provide the link in the chat again?
Yeah, it's at the very top before we started, but I'll share it again here now.
I see. Is there a way to pin it at the top, or if not?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's the very first thing in the chat.
I see. Cool.
Also, Kevin, one last thing. Feel free to talk as long as you want. Don't worry about sticking to an hour. You just keep going, man.
Cool. I'll talk until my stomach started to grum and I have to have my lunch. Awesome.
Yes, no problem. And then we put the links there, and also I know that some people have been doing that, and Kevin too. Please connect with Kevin, connect with anybody here. Put your LinkedIn. We want to network and connect with you. Thank you.
Sure. And before I show you the dashboard that I use in today's presentation, there are several things that I'd like all of us to be aware of, including you and I. Number one, the dashboard that I show here, it's built to showcase the creative use of custom shape in dashboard design. It's not for any analytics purpose. So don't read too much into why that chart is that way. The second thing is a well-designed dashboard should be easily used by the target users to answer whatever business or analytics questions that they have, not to bedazzle them. So later, even if you see some bright colors, some a little bit fancy over the top design, know that it's for the demonstration purpose. In real life, you need to tone things down a little bit. I'm more than happy to answer more questions about these by the end of the presentation. So now I'm going to show you a dashboard. Get out of the full screen. So here is a dashboard. Note that you may download this dashboard from the link that Yamil provided in the chat at the bottom, or the one at the top that Aaron provided. So this is a dashboard, right? It's a Tableau dashboard. It looks pretty simplistic. There's several places here that I put custom shape icons that they serve a purpose to enhance the dashboard functionality. First of all, I'd like you to pay attention to this caret, this arrow pointing downward. When you hover your mouse on it, you may see the show settings tooltip. And when you click on it, it would expand 2 parameters. like it would like show 2 parameters. And when you hover your cursor on it again, it'll say hide the setting. When you click on it, it would close the container. So this is one of the ways to use the icon. This is a show hide container. There's also another show hide container here. When I hover my mouse over the question mark icon, a tooltip said how to use the dashboard occur. And when you click on it, you would have a semi-transparent overlay occur at the very top of the dashboard. This overlay provides instructions on how to use the dashboard, how to interact with it. And when you click the icon again, you may close the instruction. So that's a second way to use custom shape icons. These two are both showing and hiding containers, but this is not the only way to use custom shape icons. Here you can see that there's an eye information icon. When I hover my cursor on it, it will show you the definitions of punctual shipment. So that's another way to use a custom shape icons as a hover for more information icon. There's another hover for more information icon here. When you hover over the searching for a person icon, you would see who is responsible for the content of the dashboard and the design of the dashboard. So provide you some personal information. That's another application. And on top of all of this, here you can see that there's a full scale icon. I'm gonna hide the first class shipment real quick. And when I hide it, you can see that most of the shipments, the orders are usually shipped quite punctually. So we kind of don't need, sometimes we want to see the fluctuations of the trend more sensitively. So if I click on this icon, I can remove the 0 from the scale. And when I click it again, it will show a full scale. So this is what I call a parameter control custom shape buttons. So today we'll cover all of this different kind of application for a custom shape button. And then we will learn how to create them, how to design them, create them, and use them on dashboard design. So now let's get back to the presentation. Let's first talk about how to choose the proper icon as custom shapes. If you go to Tableau Public, you see a lot of people use a lot of different kind of icons for their button designs. Some of them look a little bit complicated. Some of them look a little bit simplistic. There's no real or right answer on this, but for my personal practice, here are what I've found useful in the context of business dashboard design. Number one, you should choose the icons that are easily recognized. By that, I mean they should be discernible when they're small. They should be simplistic in terms of design because you want them to be easily readable when they're small. And if you don't have any idea what kind of icons that you shall use, you should always you can always check all of the apps on your phone, like YouTube, Google, Twitter, Facebook. They have pretty standard icons, and you can see that they all work well, and most of them work well. Because when they're small, you can still tell intuitively what that icon's about. So on the top left here, you can see that these are the icons that are either too complicated, or they look a little bit like you're kind of not sure what it is about, or they're inconsistent between icons. When you're designing dashboards for a company or for a single project, icons within that project or within that dashboard should look consistent as much as possible. So here are the second things that I like to talk about. Consistency between icons. And when I say consistency, it doesn't just mean that, oh, they're all black and white. It should also mean that the weight of lines, they all look very close to each other. And then if you want to use something that's round, then they should all look kind of round. If you want to use something that has like right angle, something that looks sharp, all of them should look sharp. And the color palette should match your company's branding guide as much as possible, if there's one. If not, these icons should at least have the same, dark gray color. So now let's talk about how to actually gather these icons. Note that I did not create any of these icons. I grabbed it from the internet. So today I'm going to tell you how to grab them from the internet. If you're using Figma, you can go to the plugin, which is free, called Iconify. If you're not using Figma, you can go to flaticon.com or icon8.com to find these free icons. These two are the ones that I find it a little bit easier to use, but the one that I recommend the most is Figma's Iconify free plugin. And the trick is to choose the icons from the same collection so that you can have the visual consistency that we just described earlier. And I'm going to show you how to do that. And here is Iconify. Note that you don't have to follow this step. We will provide you a set of icons later, but I'm going to tell you how to, get the fish before feeding you the fish. So if you go to Iconify/Figma, you may, I'm going to enlarge this a little bit. You may find this plugin, which is free. If you click try it out, by the way, you need to have an account for it. You can set up a free account on Figma. And if you click this try it out, it would show you the plugin of this app. I'm going to show you how to use this plugin to find the icons for your dashboard. Here's something that you may do. I can open this and I'm going to share with you how I do it. Let me maximize my working space. I think that's good enough. Okay. So here are some way to find the icons or gather the icons that you need for a dashboard. You can go to your Figma file, empty Figma file, any white space. You can click right and click and then go to plugins and then go to Iconify. And then in Iconify here, I'm going to make it, let's see if I can make it a little bit smaller. It's not. Okay, this is the window for Iconify. Here, usually you'll see something like this. Here you can either immediately type in the kind of icon that you want and search for it, and then scroll down. Iconify would have so many different kind of design for an icon. But again, the point is to get the icons with consistent visual design. So here's what you should do. You can go back to, I'm going to remove the prompt. And then I think I can. One sec. Okay, return to the collection list. Usually what I'll do is I will go to a specific collection first. For example, I'll usually use the material symbols by Google. These are the icons developed by Google's and they put them on the Iconify plugin. When you click on it, here in the second search, everything that you search here, they will look relatively consistent in terms of visual design. So here I can click info. Now I can find an info icon. You can have the one that look more straight or the one that look more rounded in terms of the font, or you can have a solid icon as opposed to an open outline icon. So here's the trick. You can click it, and then at the bottom here, you can select whatever branding color that you want, or you can choose the gray color and change it later. And then you can set the height to something that's larger than 48. The reason why you want it to be larger than 48 is so that later when you use it in a dashboard in a smaller scale, it remains sharp. If you pick 24 and then export this file to Tableau later, chances are you may lose some of the resolutions and the icon will look blurry. So I do 60 just so I can keep track on the number easily. And I change the color to my company's branding color. And then I will click import icon. And now you can see that that's the icon. Oh, I'm going to put this at the very top. Now you have the icon. And here's the thing, you can quickly find more icons. Like here, instead of info, now I want question. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's do alert. I can do this one, and then you can see that the color's already preset. Give me 1 sec. There's a fire truck driving past. Cool. So here you can import an icon for alert. Let's say toggle. Import an icon for toggle. So quickly you can have all of the icons that you need, and they would all look visually consistent. And after gathering all of the icons that you need, all you have to do is create an outer padding for the icon. The reason why you need an outer padding for your icon, it's sometimes when we import a PNG file from outside to Tableau, it would crop the icon by a little bit. Like it would crop the bottom and the right side of the icon a little bit. I'm not sure what's going on behind the scene, but it seems like adding the outer padding around your icon helps. I've learned this trick from the Flourish twins, so thank them for that. And after adding the outer padding, you may rename the grouping. So here, this one, I'm going to rename this as info. This one, I'm going to rename that as toggle. So I'm going to rename it as alert. And after renaming the icons, you can just export them from Figma like this. And then you shall collect this file in your download folder. So here's a lot of talking, but I'm gonna give you some resources here. So I have created a free resource page here. This is a page I'm going to put in the chat. I usually put in some of the free resources that I provide to the DataFam community. If you go to the first resource, you will find all of the commonly used icons for a dashboard design. You can click open in Figma and download all of these icons that I provide. And note that one of them is actually a free transparent circle. It looks like there's nothing there, but there's actually a circle that doesn't have any opacity in it. So you may download this and then place it in your Tableau. So now let's come back here and talk about how we do that. So once you download all of these PNG files, you need to place them in My Tableau repository, Shapes, Custom. You can put them like this. And other than the link that I provide, you may also go to the workbook, not the workbook, the Google Drive that I provide. I have already pre-downloaded them all here. You can just download this file and then place it in my repository now. I'm going to give you 1 minute to do it. And I'm happy to answer questions if there's any. Are we good?
Any questions? Any questions? Anyone for Kevin? Any questions? You want to put it in the chat or ask any questions here? Okay.
I know that there's also a Q&A tab, so I'm going to check both. Is this applicable for Tableau Public? Do you need to repeat this when you update the software? I think this is applicable for Tableau Public website. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you're talking about the Tableau Public desktop app or the web app, but I think it should be applicable to both. Cool. Now I'm going to go to my Tableau file and then walk through how to create each of these icons. I meant the app. I got it. Okay, cool. First of all, let's talk about show height button. Here you can see that I have a simple use case here. You can open your workbook and follow along on a second screen if you have one. Otherwise, you can just listen to my presentation. The first use case for the custom shape icon is showing and hiding containers. These containers could be tile containers or floating containers. And here you can see that in this demo page, there's a metric. And then I have created this icon for a overlay. So if you, in this view, if you click alternate on your keyboard, hold it, and then click the icon, you should open a semi-transparent overlay like this, right? So this is a way to use it. And you can tell that this is just a floating container. Of course, you can put a semi-transparent image in it, but it is just a floating container. So, and then this is just the show height icon for the container. Basically what I did is for showing, I choose the image to close the container, and when the item, when the container is hidden, I chose the help outline icon so that people know how to click it and open it. So basically it's a flip concept. And here's the trick. To make the tooltip to appear to be correct, like show or hide how to use the dashboard, you need to make sure that you properly name the container. So here, the container itself, you need to rename it as what would happen if you click the icon. So here's what I wrote, how to use the dashboard. Now, I'd like you to do it on your own. This is a tile container just placed next to the chart. I'd like you to click it. And then now you should make sure that check the name of the container to make sure that it's already properly named. I mean, I already named it for you, but you should check it nonetheless. And then this caret here, I'd like you to click it and then select Add Showed Height button. Once you have the button, I'd like you to place it right next to the question mark. And here's a tip. If you click G on your dashboard, you will see a grid. If you click G on your dashboard, you should see a grid. And I'd like you to align these two icons as much as possible using the grid. Now let's edit this show height button. I mean, it's functional like this. You can show and hide it, but the color is inconsistent and the design is inconsistent. So you can click the caret for the show height button and then edit the button. When the item, which is the containers shown, you shall close it. So select the close icon. And when the item is hidden, select the, let's say in this case, I like to select the gear icon, because gear usually represents parameters and filters and other kind of controls. So now you would have this functional icon. You can open and close the tile container. So that's how you leverage the show height, leverage custom shape buttons for show height containers. And Aaron said that sometimes I put the help icon and the filters icon in a floating container, then I place them evenly and have both in the same coordinates. That's an excellent idea. That's exactly what I did for the next case. But I appreciate that we think alike. Oh no, don't be sorry. I'm glad that it means that it's a useful practice. But yeah, any questions about show hide buttons so far? And I reiterate, it's really crucial for you to rename the containers that you want to show and hide for a better user experience. If there's no question, let's move on to a more advanced technique here. So Aaron, you can see that I placed both in the same container like this. So what Aaron said is if you have a series of icons, you can place them in a container, and the container itself is a float. And that's how you make sure that they're aligned easily. So for a hover icon, it means that when you hover over it, you would see some information. It would reveal some information about a chart or the dashboard view. And this sounds fancy, but it's in fact just a one mark worksheet. I'm going to go to the worksheet and show you how it's done. I think it's this one. Yeah. So here you can see this is an example of the worksheet. It's just like I put min 0 for both columns and rows so that it's perfectly aligned at the center. And then at the shape, I just select the icon that I want. So that is just the icon. It has nothing on it. But at the tooltip here, you may enter whatever information you want the users to know about the dashboard. And here's the thing. To make it look better in terms of an interface, you kind of don't want this like square outline when you hover over the icon, right? So here's what you may do. You may duplicate either the column or the row pill, and then create dual axis and then make it consistent, synchronize them, and then you hide both headers. And then on the second one, instead of using the icon, choose the transparent circle that I've just shared with you. It's the last one. It looks like there's nothing there, but there's actually a transparent circle there. When you click it, let's see what's going on here. Should be that one. Huh, I wonder what's going on. Okay, now with the transparent circle laying right above of the icon, you can see that now when you hover over it, the white outline, the weird black outline is gone. The black outline is gone. And then I was going to say something. And to get rid of the grid line, you just need to format it and get rid of all the lines for the worksheet. And here's the thing. This icon, when you click it, is still white out, right? It's still white out. And to making sure that the whiteout never happened, here's a weird thing that I like you to do, but I'll explain how it works later. Select all at the top here under the marks, and then place two calculations that I've made. One called apple, another one called orange. There's nothing in it except the word apple and the word orange in it. Just drop both in the details. Now, when you click on it, it's still white out, right? But now, in the worksheet part, I'd like you to click Actions and then select this worksheet and then add action. One sec. There's an ambulance just go past. Busy day for Chicago. Or just a Wednesday. It's hard to tell. Okay. For this window, select Filter and then select here. I'd like you to select deselect everything and only select the raw template for source sheets, and then run action on select and single select only. And then clearing the selection will show all value. And then at the filter part, click selected fields. And then I'd like you to compare apples and orange. So what this tell Tableau is they would find every records that where apples equals to orange. And since apple will never equals to orange, Tableau will just resume to show all values. So it will not highlight anything. So this is what I call a false highlight. Now, when you click on the icon, it will not white out. So that's how I created this icon. So here, I'd like you to practice it. Here in this dashboard, I need you to go to dashboard and then click actions and then go to this sheet and then again, filters. In the source sheet, I'd like you to deselect everything. So here's the trick to deselect everything. You click the first worksheet and then scroll to the bottom, hold shift on your dashboard, on your keyboard, and then select the second last worksheet and then click one, they all deselect, and then click select single select only, show all value, and then at the target worksheet, select, I believe it's the, I think I call it template hover icon. Template hover icon, select, compare apple and orange. People sometimes find it weird that when they open my workbook, they will find apple, orange, pear, strawberries. That's why. False highlight template. Okay. Cool. So now this icon has been, it won't white out. And then you can try it again later with, I believe one of these icons, I also make it incomplete so you can test it out how to use it. So here are some more use cases for the hover icon. You can use it to show the definition, explanation, calculation formula for a metric. You can also use it to show more information about the business, like who's managing the content, who's managing the strategy, who's managing the campaign, and the person that developed the dashboard, because sometimes they're not the same person. So that they know who to talk to if there's a glitch in the data, or who to talk to if there's something wrong with a campaign or the business. You can also have another icon explaining something more ad hoc, like, oh, there's a data issue, so we're on it. So please don't ask us again. We know it. So icons like this could be quite flexible in terms of their usage. So any questions about hover icons so far? Yes, you can add emails, departments, contact us, anything that you can think of. Anything that usually doesn't change that frequently. Oh, thanks, Aaron, for pinning the link at the top. I'm seeing it now. Any questions so far? If not, I'm going to move on to A/B toggle. So A/B toggles basically a more advanced versions of a hover icon. Now, it would do something not just when you hover over the icon, it would also do something when you click on it. So it would let you switch a parameter between two states, A or B. So for example, this one, when I hover over it, it tell me that when you click on it, it will switch to B. And then I haven't set it up quite correctly. So now let's do it together. If you click dashboard and, oh no, I'm going to show you the composition of this icon first. So again, it's very similar setting, two pills for columns and one for row. And then one pill is for the transparent shape, another one's for the left and right arrow icon. And then what I did is, I believe in the label part, I just put A and then a lot of space in between and then B. And then I'm going to show you the equations that I use for A and B. So basically at the left part, I always put the active, the selected option. And then the B part, the right part, I always put the option that you need to change to if you click the icon. So I call it active and inactive. So basically, here's what I wrote. If the toggle, the A/B toggle, this is the A/B toggle. If the A/B toggle is A, then you put A. If it's not A, then you put B. That's the active label, and then the inactive A label is just the flip label. If it's B, then A. If it's not, then B. Yep. And I place them in the label here. So something active, some space, and then something inactive. And also I have apple and orange for the false highlight setup. And here's what I did. I created something that called flipped. A/B flip is basically the same as the inactive, but conceptually it means that you want Tableau to know what icon it should change, what parameter setting it should change to if you click the icon. I repeat that. What value you need to change the parameter to if you click the icon. So when the setting's A, you want it to change to B. When the setting's B, you want it to change to A. So I put all of this here. I'm going to answer the questions from Div later. Here's what I did. At the dashboard view, select dashboard and then actions. And then in this sheet, other than the false highlights, like what I just demoed, now you select change parameter. And then here I'm going to call it switch AB. You select everything. Oh, deselect everything other than the last one. And when you click this toggle, it should target the AB toggle. And then here's the trick. You need to select the flipped so that you know what to flip to. Click OK. Now here, when you click on it, it would flip between A and B. So Dev asked, Dev Yarashin Rana asked that, is AB toggle similar to the swapping switching parameter? Yes, it's exactly the swapping and switching parameter. So now when I did it, here's what happened. This is a use case here. You can switch the metric. I guess I didn't set it up, so I'm going to do it in front of you again. So go to action, this sheet. You can follow this along with me. Go to dashboard actions and this sheet and select change parameter. And then here, select the metric toggle. And then change the, I believe, the metric toggle, and then choose the flip one. Flip between profit and ratio. Switch metric. Hi, Raj. Yeah, so this is actually just an icon with a label on it. I'm going to put it back. When you click it, it will switch the metric from profit to profit ratio, like this. And of course, this is just a chart with a title that's set up like this. And then I put the calculation for a switch between profit and profit ratio at the rows. Like this. When the metric is profit, then you show profit, otherwise show profit ratio. So that's how you use an A/B toggle for metric switch. You can also use an A/B toggle on a dimension or grouping option switch like this. Like now you can switch the breakdown dimension by segments or ship modes. Yes. Does it make sense? So A/B toggle is a very convenient option, especially when you have a dashboard has a lot of information on it and your business partner keep asking for something more, but you really don't have a space for it. So you kind of negotiate with them and say that, okay, I can give you that, but you need to like one more click. I know that what you asked for, it's not something that you use frequently. You just need to occasionally check some metric. So I can put it at the back. Now with one more click, you can find it without losing too much spaces in the dashboard. Cool. Now I'm going to show you a specific case of A/B toggle. It's what I call an on-off toggle. It's also A and B, but it's not A and B. It's more like A and not A. is a functional toggle using the toggle switch. Here you can see that it's the same setup. When you click on it, it will switch to off. And when you click on it again, it will switch to on. Here's an example. I'm not sure if I've set it up correctly. Yeah, so here, with this parameter toggle between on and off setting, you can change between a full Y scale and a truncated Y scale. So in terms of the button, the setup's a little bit, it's quite similar to the AB toggle. But in terms of the chart, here are what you need. You need, what I did is I select, what happened is I created a band, I believe. A band that range from 0 to 100. And with no fill, but with the dashed line, very subtle. And then for the 0 and 100, here's what I wrote. If the toggle is on, then you show 0. Otherwise, it's null. And then for 100, it's the same. When the toggle setting is on, then you show 1, which is 100%, if not null. I just place these two in the detail, and I set up the reference band like this from 0 to 100. So now when the toggle parameter is on, then it will go from 0 to 100. If not, it will go, it will be null. So when you deselect the include 0 option on your y-axis, when you click on, now it would force the axis to go from 0 to 100. Otherwise, it will not. So this is a trick that I've been using a lot on my personal dashboard, because sometimes the managers, the VPs, they just want to see the metric. They literally just want to see the big picture. But us as the daily grassroots analysts, we need to see the metric fluctuations at a more sensitive level. So win-win scenario, we don't have to create a new chart. The second use case for a on-off toggle switch, it's for category grouping. So this one, when you click on it, you can see that you can either group, ungroup or group the categories for your product. And this one, instead of toggling between two settings for the y-axis, you toggle between two grouping selection here. When the toggle is grouped, I'm going to open it again. When the toggle setting is grouped, then you show the line chart at the level of category. If not, you show it at a level of category and subcategory. So if I place this like at the label, you can see that if I choose ungroup, now it's at a more detailed level. So you can use it for deep diving, optional deep diving as well. So these are some more examples for category groupings, some more examples for the applications of a toggle switch. Carrie asks, so would the AB toggle replace the drop-down parameter? My answer is yes. And note that I only demonstrate on-off and AB toggle switch because you only have two options, right? So compare like this icon take up so little real estate in your chart as opposed to a drop-down icon like this. But the thing is, once you have to change between more than two states, then you might as well just use a drop-down parameter, because that one would be just too much effort to create something complicated. I hope that I answered your question, Carrie. So these are the examples of using the custom shape icons. Does anyone have any questions about the AB toggle or on-off toggle so far? If not, I'm gonna you can think of your questions further, but I'm gonna share some more examples of different kind of more extreme, more artistic applications of custom shape icons that I have leveraged over the time. So here is how I use the custom shape icon and the new Tableau function called dynamic zone visibility to toggle between showing and minimizing and enlarging container like this. And when I click on it, oh, of course, it has to refresh. One sec. I think it freaked out. Okay, let's see. Let's try it again. If I click this icon, it will enlarge the container and show a new container simultaneously. And when you click on it, it will go back to kind of the landing page, right? Like this. This took me forever to set up, and I think I crashed Tableau for it. But this is another applications of show the custom shape buttons. Another one is this one. You can change the chart type. Here you can see that it's a pixel art. Each triangle represents a person that participated in the Back to Viz Basic Challenge. When I click this icon, oh, I'm gonna let it load. Let's do it again. Now it's triangles. When I click it, it will represent the data in circles. So you can toggle between two different chart design entirely. And other than on, off, or A/B toggle switch, you can also create something that like +1, +2, -1, -2 for page. For example, here, when I click on the icon, oh, I need to refresh everything. When I click on the icon, it would change the chart type and then go to kind of like different page of the chart like this. So this is not on off toggle. This is +1, +1, -1, -1 toggle. One final example here. I learned I need to refresh this. You can use custom shape icons to create drop-down menu, but I think it's a little bit too much effort for something that look fancy. So maybe this is more applicable for your personal project, not your business project. You can also create a toggle icon like this to switch between waterfall chart and bar chart like that. So here are some crazy examples. Nonetheless, let me just like close this up by saying that free icons with a simplistic, intuitive, and consistent design, they really make good buttons. And a lot of these are just free. Don't try to create them on your own because they're all available on the internet already. And a good button should have a clear tooltip message so that people know what to expect when they click that button. And you can get rid of the weird outline with the transparent circle overlay and a weird whiteout with false highlight setting. And custom shape buttons have so many applications, but in general, it can be used to reveal useful information, to show hide containers, or to control the makeup of a chart. And I'm sure that I did not cover all of the applications. So please try out the applications of these buttons and come back to the Florida TUG and then tell us what you have found. And with that, these are the learning resources. I've placed these learning resources in the Google Drive. So go check them out, click them, and then, yeah, it's all freely available here. And I'd just like to shout out to Yamil and Aaron's for inviting me to the talk, to Lindsay, Fleur-Lage twins, Chantilly, Chimney, and Pradeep. Go check out their Tableau Public profiles because there's so many ideas you can drag from for custom shape icons. And I'm thanking Discover Credit BI team for adopting all of the practices that I've just discussed today. And thank all of you for paying attention, friends and family for supporting the event. So with that, thank you. Does anyone have any questions for me?
I have a question, Kevin. You remember when you showed that one that expands and replace something like the first example that you show?
The first example that I show. Okay.
No, sorry, not here in Tableau Public of the additional use cases.
Additional use case. Okay,
Yeah.
this one, yes.
That one, yes. So, is it this one related to specifically which one? Like, if I want to accomplish something like this, what will it take to do something? I mean, I know that this one is, you said, a little bit harder than the other ones, but it looks
Yeah, this is. I think this is so hard that a couple of us actually sat together and then we're like trying to figure out a way to streamline it, and we couldn't figure it out. This one basically you need to create a toggle between for each of this has to be an isolated parameter. So that's already already a lot of work. And then each of it, okay, let's say I'm going to call this parameter 1. Parameter 1, you need to have on and off. Parameter 2, 3, 4, and all of them. And then when you click on it, you switch between on and off. And when this is on, let's say when this container is on, you need to make sure that all of these containers are off.
Wow.
Yes. Okay. And then simultaneously, this new one would be on.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a inter-parameter, inter-calculation manipulation. So that's why I didn't use this 1 hour to talk about it, because you're not going to wrap around. You really need to do it in order to understand it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. But I think it could work if I only had less. Like if I had like only 2, like let's say that I only have
2 or 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like if you have like 2 or 3 boxes, let's call it boxes like that, right? It will be okay because there's not that many.
I think if you go to Sam Parsons, I think he has one biz that demonstrate exactly that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna put his visualization in the chat, but I think that one. Put it in the chat. Yeah, he demonstrated like with 4.
Exactly. This is what I was thinking. Okay.
Yeah.
Like not that many. Okay. Yeah. This is wonderful.
Yep. Yeah. Any other questions? Feedback?
Wow. Very nice. So in that one again, did you use the zone visibility thing, or it was just you did it in a different way, or do you thinking that his way is easier, or
I'm sorry, I didn't
hear like that one, is it using the same way that you did it, or is he using dynamic zone visibility?
These are also dynamic zone visibility.
Okay,
yep.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. My viz is actually inspired by this viz. I mean, the format of that viz is inspired by this one. Yes.
Got it.
You can definitely see that. I'm trying to. I'm like, okay, let's copy him, but do it more. Do it 3 times more.
Gotcha.
Okay. So Emmanuel asks, have you had any rendering issues with many toggles? The answer is no, because they all look simplistic. That's why you need to pick something simplistic and something with that by themselves, the file's not big. If you choose an icon with a lot of elaborated design or large, complicated, and put a lot of them on a screen, then you will run into problems with rendering. But so far, with like 12 icons here, there's no rendering issue for the icon itself. I hope that answered your question, Emmanuel. Cool. Let's see.
Anybody else have any questions? This is one. Aaron, do you have any questions, Aaron, or anything you want to say? Anything you want to share?
I'm good. I'm gonna have to rewatch the video.
Me too.
Me too. Take my time and make sure I'm doing all the right steps.
Yeah, I understand that some part I went through it a little bit fast.
No.
Yeah,
I think it's just a matter of you need to. This is the type of things that I think you have to open in one screen, Aaron, right? And the other one you're trying at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah, and Kevin, when I started doing, the kind of these help overlays and kind of the stuff that you talked about, it took me a while to like repeat it. Like I got it to work the first time, and I'm like, oh man, I don't have any idea how I did that. And it took me a while to learn it the second time, and then it got easier from there. So, as much as this might be overwhelming to some people, you just got to try it, and then once you get it to work, then you can repeat that process, and it gets easier.
Yeah, and here's an example. This is the example that I demoed at this year's Tableau conference. Like this is really close to some real case that for the dashboard that I made. Like for the semi-transparent overlay, like each of the tabs, you can just have its own customized annotation overlay. And once you start to do this, your business partner will learn that if they have a new analyst joining the team, then they know, click that icon, and then just learn how to use a dashboard well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing for every new project is adding that in because they said the problem that they have adopting this is that they get this dashboard and they don't know how to use it and they don't get
Hmm.
training on it. So if at a minimal I can show them, look at these 6 points or these 5 points and this is what you're going to do with this dashboard, then they kind of get into it. But if they don't have any concept and any hand holding as you first introduce something new,
Hmm.
the adoption will tank if you can't do that for them.
Yeah. Yeah. Agree with you.
This, this
Catherine.
over, go ahead. This overlay,
Mhm.
Aaron or Kevin, are you doing it in a PowerPoint or in Figma or where? The
Figma.
overlay, not the technique. I mean, talking about that. Yeah,
The overlay, I've done it in Figma, and to
okay.
learn how to do that, please go to the link that I provided in the like. Yeah, I'm glad that you asked. If you click this link to my series, I think I explained how to use how to create a semi-transparent overlay in the analytics Tableau user group
Okay.
in March. So please go check it out, and then yes, that's exactly how you do it.
Yeah,
And
that's where I do mine is in Figma, and then I export it as an image, and then I float it on top when I click that parameter.
yep, sounds exactly right.
I
Um,
probably learned. I don't remember who I specifically learned this from, but chances are it was you because I've never used Figma before you came along last year.
So here's the thing. I've learned it from Sadal McCall. He did it on PowerPoint. So maybe you ask him,
Exactly.
he'll say that he learned it from someone else. We just try to pass the knowledge
Yep.
along. But
I
yes.
remember people were doing it in PowerPoint. That's what I asked. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. I think I watched the recording in 2019. Sadale was demonstrating it in the very first virtual Tableau conference, and my mind was blown away. Yeah. So I've seen two more questions. Catherine asks, have you done prototyping on Figma?
Oh yeah.
Answer is yes. I'm going to show you my screen here. I demoed this for my higher ed tug last month. So here you can see that everything that I've done here for a dashboard design, I usually prototype it very simplistically on Figma. This is what I call a low fidelity prototype. Like it looks very simplistic, right? Just black and white, and then I just place a lot of text box and lines all over. And if you the more you do it, the more you can refine it. This is what I consider a higher fidelity prototype. Then now you can place your company's branding color, logo, and then put in the text that you know is going to be there. And then this is a static image you can use to discuss with your business partner whether things, the placement, the layout makes sense. You can even do something way fancier. You can create something that's interactive, like this dashboard. I'm gonna see it. Like when you hover over this, you can see that on Figma, this is entirely on Figma, I mimic tooltip. You see that? I mimic tooltip. And when I click on it, it would also mimic the parameter toggle.
Oh, this is cool.
It can also not I'm not done yet. You can also mimic drop down menu. Like you can get real close to what a real product is on Figma. But of course, depending on your company's resources and your personal time, you can you can do a lot of fancy things. Isn't this excite you, Yamil?
Yes, yes. I've been learning Figma a little bit more, but I don't know how to do all that. I know how to, like what you created so far, like the fidelity, like low fidelity and things like that.
Mhm.
I've been doing some of that, but not interactive. Like seeing this interactive is really cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna put the prototype example in the chat as well.
Okay, great.
It's Christmas. I'm gonna give everybody everything. Eugene asks, where can we revisit this session? I believe they will post this on Florida Tableau User Group
Yes.
YouTube channel. Am I right?
Yes. Yeah, so there's a Tableau user group YouTube channel. There's a Florida Tableau user group channel, and if you just click the link for the RSVP that you got, it'll take you to the landing page for this month's event. And there's a wrap up section where the link will also be embedded in there. So if you don't want to find the YouTube pages, just find the original email that you received.
That's true.
Seems that a lot of people are really interested in the prototyping. Yeah, I think Lindsay Bezental and Autumn Betani, they have full multiple hours YouTube videos explaining how to create a prototypes. It's not something easy that can be explained in an hour, but do go check out their YouTube channels. regarding the material.
Okay. Very good.
All right. Anything else, Emil?
I think that's it. I mean, anybody have any other question? I mean, I think it was awesome. I mean, I seriously, like I feel like I learned a lot. Like like some of them, like some of the use cases that you show, like I was not sure, I didn't see it before, so that's pretty cool. Like I feel like, I mean, this is the type of, exactly the type of content and the presentation that we love to have in the user group. This is what we want, you know. Exactly, this is perfect.
I am happy to help. Yeah, it took me a while to put this together because I want to make sure that I cover as many applications that are not just fancy, but hopefully they have real life application. And I hope that some of this you would see how may solve your current dashboard design problems.
Awesome. Thank you, Aaron. Do you have anything else?
That's it. Thanks again, Kevin.
What about any swag raffles that we're gonna do, or Aaron?
Yep, we always draw it at the end. I do it off screen, so if you win, I will contact you. But if you're wondering if I've contacted you before, check your junk mail, because there are people that don't get back to me, and then it goes to the next person. So keep an eye out in the next day or so.
Thank you. Well, thank you, everyone, and contact us. Be with us at any time. More than happy to to help you out with anything for the Tableau user group, or anything related to Tableau. Anything, please connect with Kevin. I mean, connect with Kevin is very important, and with us, and anything that we can do. You know, here to help you, and just let us know anything that you need. We're here to help you in Florida, Orlando. Even if you're from another state, doesn't matter. And be with us next month. We have Lee. He's got a wonderful presentation too. And by the end of the year, like I said, Andy Cribble will be with us, and the King. So see you next month. And thank you, Kevin, again. I hope to talk to you and see you in the conference. I'm sure we're going to see us, both of us, in the conference again, and next year. Thank you.
Thank you too.